They stand silent, facing the sea. But the Moai may not be what we were told. What if these ancient statues hold a secret powerful enough to rewrite history? For centuries, mainstream archaeology insisted they were built with primitive tools. But what if that's just a convenient lie to hide who, or what, really created them? This isn't just about statues. It's about a forbidden truth buried in stone, erased from the records, and quietly feared by those who control the past. They call them the Moai. But behind these stone faces lies something far deeper than legend. This isn't just Easter Island. This is the edge of a secret buried for centuries, a secret that whispers of lost civilizations, forbidden knowledge, and builders no textbook dares to name. In the middle of the vast Pacific Ocean lies an island shrouded in silence and mystery. Its name is Rapa Nui, though the world knows it as Easter Island. What draws attention here isn't its beaches or landscapes, but the enigmatic statues known as the Moai, towering stone colossi carved with unsettling precision. Erected centuries ago, they seem to guard a secret as old as time itself. And that secret is beginning to attract the curiosity of scholars, skeptics, and conspiracists around the globe. ***. Who built the Moai? Why were so many left unfinished or buried up to their necks? The traditional explanation credits the Rapa Nui people, using primitive tools and human strength. But the math doesn't add up. Statues weighing dozens of tons were hauled across rugged terrain, with no wheels, no draft animals. The effort required defies even modern technology. And it's precisely this discrepancy that sparks the fire of doubt. ***. At first glance, it all seems like just another archaeological marvel. But when you dig deeper, patterns emerge that can no longer be ignored. The Moai's gaze isn't toward the sea, it's turned inward, as if watching over something, or someone. Beneath the ground, their full bodies reveal carvings, hidden chambers, and secrets not yet fully uncovered. There is something buried with them, not just in the soil, but in the fabric of history itself. ***. Local myths speak of giants, the Hanau ape, who helped build the statues. Other tales describe celestial visitors who passed on advanced knowledge to the ancient natives. Could the Moai be more than tributes to ancestors? What if they're markers, or portals, or even machines aligned with forces we barely understand? The discomfort grows when archaeology collides with legend. ***. Mainstream science retreats, clinging to safe hypotheses. But independent explorers, rogue geologists, and lost civilization theorists are asking the questions no one dares to voice. They link the Moai to ley lines, Earth's magnetic grids, and ancient constellations. Some go even further, speaking of Atlantean heritage, ancient technology, or even contact with non-human intelligences. The veil of history begins to tear. ***. In this documentary, you won't just see massive stones, you'll witness a buried narrative, one erased from school textbooks. We'll follow forgotten records, censored testimonies, and clues that were literally buried. Each segment will reveal not just facts, but contradictions, silences, and echoes that demand deeper answers. What begins with stone and sand ends where no one expects. ***. The origin of the Moai remains one of the greatest enigmas of modern archaeology. Officially carved between the 13th and 16th centuries, these statues range from 2 to 10 meters in height, and can weigh up to 80 tons. Scattered across the island, some lined up on ceremonial platforms known as ahu, others left unfinished in the Reino Raraku quarries. The deeper researchers dig, the deeper the mystery becomes. What drove an isolated civilization to erect hundreds of these colossal figures? ***. Some Moai have been found with their full bodies buried underground, revealing arms, hands, and intricate symbols carved with striking precision. This sparked a wave of reinterpretations about the true purpose of these structures. Were they religious monuments? Representations of leaders? Or something more? The astronomical alignment of certain Moai suggests advanced knowledge of celestial movements. But how could a people without modern instruments achieve such precision? ***. Oral traditions on the island speak of the Ariki, tribal chief said to possess supernatural powers, and the Mana, a spiritual force that could move the statues. European explorers recorded accounts from locals claiming that the Moai walked on their own. Long dismissed as legend, this idea has gained traction through new simulations suggesting that the statues could have been rocked forward using a controlled swaying motion. And yet, something still doesn't add up. ***. Even more intriguing are the ahu, platforms that support the statues. Built using massive stone blocks with mortarless, interlocking joints, their construction is strikingly similar to Incan, and even Egyptian, architecture. Coincidence? Or evidence of a global architectural heritage predating known civilizations? Some of these blocks weigh up to 10 tons and fit together with millimetric precision. The tools used to achieve this? Never found. ***. Traditional archaeologists maintain a safe narrative. The Rapa Nui work together, using ropes and logs in communal efforts. But this theory collapses when examining Moai placed on steep, uneven terrain where transport would be virtually impossible without machines. The farther a Moai is from the volcano where it was carved, the more inexplicable its journey becomes. Each statue turns into a logistical puzzle. ***. Boulder theories suggest the use of sound vibration or lost technologies, the same ones said to have been used in building the pyramids, or the ruins of Pumapunku. Independent researchers propose that specific frequencies could momentarily nullify gravity, a concept found in Tibetan manuscripts and Sumerian legends. What if these technologies were once global, but forgotten? Could the Moai be just one more fragment of a much larger puzzle? ***. The oral legends of Easter Island speak of strange and powerful beings, the Hanau ape. These tall figures, described as longer giants, are credited by some natives as the true builders of the Moai. Mythology places them in conflict with another group, the Hanau Momoko, or short-eared people, in an ancient war whose ending remains shrouded in mystery. But what's even more disturbing is this: similar accounts appear in cultures across the globe. ***. Giants are present in Norse mythology, biblical scriptures, and Sumerian records. From Goliath to the Nephilim, from the Greek titans to forgotten builders, the image of the giant resurfaces with unsettling consistency. Is this merely symbolic coincidence? Or are we looking at a suppressed pattern in human history? And what if these stories aren't just metaphors, but distorted memories of a real race that came before modern humanity? ***. Alternative researchers argue that average human physiology cannot explain how the Moai were erected, transported, and aligned with such precision. But if a race of giants, with far greater physical strength, once existed, that changes the equation entirely. Skeletal remains of unusual proportions have been reported in Ecuador, Patagonia, and the Caucasus. Many vanish mysteriously or are quickly discredited. ***. But it's not only giants that defy the mainstream narrative. There are also mentions of gods, who descended from the skies to instruct ancient peoples, a recurring theme among isolated civilizations. The Moai, with their eyes turned inward and their heads lifted high, resemble sentinels. Could these monuments be connected to astronomical observations, or tributes to higher entities? What if the Moai are symbolic antennas between humans and celestial forces? ***. The famous ancient astronaut theory, popularized by Erich von Daniken, proposes that ancient civilizations had direct contact with extraterrestrial beings. In this view, the Moai are more than statues, they're encoded records of ancient contact. Some point to the head shapes and elongated proportions as signs of non-human physiology. An exaggeration? Perhaps, but the deeper one investigates, the less convincing traditional explanations become. ***. The absence of written records makes it difficult to reconstruct the precise history of the Rapa Nui. But maybe that's exactly what gives the story its power. With no text to shape perception, only the silence of stone remains, and the questions it raises. When myth aligns with physical mystery, the door to possibility opens wide. And what was once dismissed as folklore may actually be a fragment of forbidden history. ***. We stand at a crossroads, to accept history as it's been handed to us, or to re-examine it with less skeptical eyes. The Moai don't just defy gravity, they defy collective memory. And perhaps, in investigating the giants and the gods, we are not chasing fantasy, but rediscovering a version of humanity that dared to dream, or remembered something we have long since forgotten. Asterisk asterisk. When we look at the Moai beyond their sculptural form, something deeper begins to emerge, a possible connection to lost technology and sacred alignments. Many Moai are positioned with astronomical precision, aligned with solstices, equinoxes, and specific constellations. This suggests not just artistic intent, but advanced mathematical and cosmological knowledge. And this pattern isn't exclusive to Easter Island, it echoes in Machu Picchu, the Egyptian pyramids, and Stonehenge. Asterisk asterisk. Could these civilizations have been linked by a prehistoric global knowledge? A kind of ancient network of sacred observatories, disguised as temples and monuments? It's striking how many megalithic sites share similar traits: alignment with celestial bodies, use of geopolymers, and cyclopean structures that defy time. Mainstream science hesitates to accept this connection, yet it is there, visible, tangible, almost screaming to be seen. Asterisk asterisk. Some researchers point out that the soil of Easter Island contains peculiar magnetic properties. Others claim that the Moai bases were intentionally placed to concentrate this energy. What if the statues were frequency amplifiers? Or markers of ley lines, Earth's energetic pathways once mapped by ancient cultures to harness geological and spiritual power? Classical archaeology has no answers. But the science of vibrational fields is starting to pay attention. Asterisk asterisk. There's also the mystery of the tools. No metal tools have ever been found on the island. Yet the stone cuts are clean, deep, and consistent. Some experts suggest the use of sound or heat to shape the basalt. A radical hypothesis, but not unprecedented. Indian and Egyptian temples also show signs of inexplicable stone fusion. Could the ancients have mastered techniques we can't even imagine today? Asterisk asterisk. The geometric symmetry of the Ahu platforms reinforces this suspicion. The joints between the blocks are so precise that not even a blade fits between them. Such precision does not align with an isolated people lacking modern measuring instruments. The inevitable question arises: who taught the Rapa Nui this? Or were they merely inheritors of a knowledge far older than themselves? Asterisk asterisk. The theory of a global cataclysm that wiped out a mother civilization, like Atlantis or Mu, resurfaces in this context. The Moai, then, would be relics from a time before forgetting. Preserved fragments of a wisdom that survived disguised as myth. Perhaps the eyes of the statues don't look inward toward the island, but deep into our historical ignorance. Asterisk asterisk. By connecting the Moai to global patterns of engineering, sacred geometry, and energy manipulation, we face a choice: the path of doubt or the path of discovery. And what if the key to humanity's future is buried in a past we stubbornly refuse to acknowledge? Asterisk asterisk. While everyone gazes at the standing Moai, few investigate what lies beneath, quite literally. Easter Island is crisscrossed by lava tunnels, hidden caves, and underground chambers that guard secrets still undeciphered. Many locals claim the ancients knew how to hide there, how to preserve records, how to protect the sacred from the profane. But over the centuries, what was most important seems to have vanished, or been deliberately concealed. Asterisk asterisk. Recent cave explorations have uncovered enigmatic rock paintings and symbols that don't match known Rapa Nui art. Some of these markings resemble ancient scripts of unknown origin, strikingly similar to Rongorongo, the island's mysterious writing system that remains undeciphered to this day. Could we be looking at fragments of a lost ancestral language, encoded directly into the stone? Asterisk asterisk. Historical records tell us that European missionaries, upon arriving on the island, destroyed nearly all Rongorongo artifacts, deeming them demonic. Coincidence? Or a strategic attempt to erase a heritage that didn't fit the Christian narrative? Most of the few remaining artifacts ended up in museums far from the island, where they remain inaccessible to the public and to independent scholars. Asterisk asterisk. Rumors among alternative researchers suggest that certain caves were sealed with blocks not native to the island's geology. This raises suspicions that artificial structures, perhaps crypts or megalithic libraries, may be hidden beneath the surface. Even more disturbing, underground radar scans from the 1990s, now mysteriously missing, allegedly revealed perfectly shaped geometric chambers beneath several Ahu platforms. The official silence surrounding these investigations is almost as thick as the stones sealing the caves. Independent archaeologists report that excavations were halted without explanation. Permits denied. Equipment confiscated. Why? What are they trying to keep us from finding beneath Easter Island? And who, exactly, is blocking these discoveries? These obstructions suggest one thing: the past holds information that cannot be allowed to surface. There is a silent conflict between institutional archaeology and a truth that, if revealed, could destabilize not only the island's history, but human history itself. Perhaps, beneath the feet of the tourists who visit Rapa Nui, lies an ancient vault of forbidden knowledge. What's at stake isn't just the origin of the Moai, it's the right to remember, to know, and to recognize that what was buried is not the past, it is potential. And perhaps that's why Rapa Nui's underground remains the most guarded, and the least excavated. The final segment of our journey brings forth the most controversial, and perhaps the most intriguing, hypothesis: could the Moai be evidence of contact with extraterrestrial beings? The idea may seem absurd at first glance, but it becomes more plausible when we connect symbolic, astronomical, and cultural clues that defy any orthodox explanation. The Moai's eyes, turned inward toward the island, appear to represent more than vigilance. They suggest communication, connection, consciousness. The Rapa Nui themselves speak of gods who came from the stars. These stories echo the myths of distant cultures: the Dogon in Africa, the Maya in Mesoamerica, even the Australian Aborigines. Civilizations separated by oceans, yet united by the same memory. Beings who descended from the sky, taught sacred knowledge, and left, leaving behind monuments as testimony. And the Moai, with their serene faces and hollow eyes, resemble watchers more than commemorated ancestors. Some statues bear markings on the tops of their heads, as if something had once been affixed there. Researchers suggest these may have been helmets, crowns, or even antennas, in other words, technological devices. What once seemed like ceremonial decoration can now be reinterpreted as part of an iconography encoding interdimensional or interstellar beings. What if the Moai were depictions of these celestial teachers? Even more intriguing, over time, many Moai became buried, revealing that their heads were just the tip of the iceberg. Some have full bodies now excavated, adorned with carvings and inscriptions never seen before. Discoveries that could change everything we thought we knew. Could they be guarding something underground? Or might they themselves be part of an organic technology designed to interact with the planet? Aerial photography reveals geometric patterns in the placement of the statues, aligned with specific stars and celestial events. The engineering required for such precision, by a people without compasses or telescopes, suggests another level of knowledge, or another source of instruction. The extraterrestrial hypothesis begins to appear less like science fiction and more like a logical attempt to assemble a puzzle that doesn't quite fit. Eric von Daniken, in his book Chariots of the Gods, refers to the Moai as one of the most anomalous monuments of the ancient world. And he raises an unsettling question: if we accept that these statues were created with alien knowledge or assistance, how many other human mysteries must be reinterpreted? Perhaps the fear of that answer is what keeps the silence so tightly held. So now we face two options: ignore the cosmic and symbolic coincidences, or accept them as invitations. Invitations to rewrite our history with courage, expanding the scope of one question: who really built the Moai, and why? At the end of this journey, what remains is not just the mystery of the statues, but the echo of a truth buried beneath layers of stone, sand, and silence. The Moai are not mere sculptures, they are questions carved into monument form. Each one, raised toward the flow of time, challenges everything we think we know about isolated civilizations, lost technology, and the true origin of human wisdom. They watch silently, while we refuse to see. Easter Island is small on the map, but immense in meaning. Like a microcosm of forgotten history, it confronts us with the possibility that we are not the first to reach high levels of knowledge. That perhaps, in the distant past, something, or someone, guided entire peoples to build works that defy time and logic. And that the clues are there, in plain sight, disguised as folklore. It's no coincidence that the Moai are being studied again, now with modern technologies like ground-penetrating radar and 3D scanning. What was once dismissed as superstition is beginning to be taken seriously. Fragments of evidence point to a civilization that mastered techniques, symbols, and cosmic alignments we still cannot fully replicate. We are only at the beginning of a new archaeology, one that dares to ask uncomfortable questions. What of the native accounts, the underground signals, the indecipherable inscriptions, the impossible alignments? Can all of it be dismissed as mere coincidence? Or is it precisely the accumulation of anomalies that reveals an essential part of our history, one torn from the official records? Not for lack of evidence, but for fear of what it might mean. To accept the Moai as symbols of an alternative history is not fantasy, it is an act of intellectual courage. Because it requires abandoning comfortable certainties and walking toward the unknown. The Moai remain, not to decorate the landscape, but to provoke the human mind. They provide no answers. They force us to ask everything. And perhaps that is their true purpose, to ensure that future generations keep searching, keep digging, keep looking, to the sky, to the earth, and within. Because the real legacy of Rapa Nui is not made of stone, it is made of doubt. And in doubt, truth begins to emerge. If something inside you was stirred by this story, then the Moai have fulfilled their mission. And now, the question is no longer, who built them? But, what will we do with what they still have to tell us?